Business Manager here at Genius Cafe. And we're about to start our talk with Colin on YouTube SEO and how to get discovered on YouTube in a bit. But I'd like to tell you a little bit about our company first. So Genius Cafe is actually part of a company group which is called Entrepreneur Resorts and based in Singapore. And we are not just a normal co-working space or a normal restaurant, but the vision of our founder, Roger James Hamilton, was a bit bigger than that because he wanted to create a global community of change makers and social entrepreneurs. So we are basically a hub for entrepreneurs. And our vision is to have 50 beach clubs in the next 5 years. We just recently opened up our second Genius Cafe up in Gianyar inside our second venue, the Vision Villa. And Vision Villa is another part of our company. So in that villa, we run business accelerator programs. So that's another thing that our company does. We have different workshops and classes where entrepreneurs can participate of different industries. So they can learn how to get their business to the next level and how to increase their positive impact and network and collaborate. So there's a lot of exciting stuff going on. And we want to have 5 villas in the next 5 years also. So in order to make this global growth happening, we just recently got listed on the Seychelles Stock Exchange. So people can invest into our company and become part of this global growth and global community. So this is about our company. And now I want to introduce you guys to Colin, our speaker today. He's a very successful, very young entrepreneur, and he's super interesting content to share with you guys. Colin is the founder of the video marketing agency Possibility Media. He has spent more than the last 2 years on learning the ins and outs of online video, and he's majorly focusing on how to turn video views into profits for his clients. Possibility Media works with mostly online course creators, individual content creators, large digital brands in niches ranging from music, yoga, fitness, tech, and much more. So guys, please give a warm welcome to Colin.
Thank you, Ricky. Okay, thanks for having me here at Genius Cafe. Before we get started, who is all here for the talk so I know where to look? You guys? Back there too? You? Oh, you of course too. Okay, cool. Well, welcome. My name's Colin. So I know some of you guys here, some of you I've never seen before. So just a really quick background before we get into it. I've been working in marketing and video specifically for the past 2 years. And really I just like to do these talks to share entirely. There's no huge pitch. It's just what I've done and what I've done with clients and companies and myself to get results with video and online marketing in general. So this is going to be a very open presentation. This isn't like a speech. I'm going to ask questions. I want you guys to participate back and forth. This is for you guys, not for me. So this is just to help me just get out there more, speak more, and just see what's working and what's clicking with other people. So we'll dive in, and any questions, just yell at me. Sometimes I get going. If he's seen me talk, I get pretty intense and pretty loud. So if any time anyone's confused, just put up a hand and stop me. That's all I got to do. So we'll get started here. So who currently has a YouTube channel or any kind of social media channel themselves? I think you do. You guys do? What are they? What are your what kind of channels? YouTube channels or Facebook pages? Both? For in what market? What are they about?
In the health market.
Like health and fitness or nutrition?
Health and wellness.
Health and wellness? Okay. You the same? Okay. Cool. How long have you had it?
18 months.
18?
Yeah.
Okay. And you guys do content regularly?
Yeah.
Okay.
As of this year, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who else? What's yours? Instagram. What is it? E-commerce jewelry. Okay. Do you do video content? Do you just do images? What do you do?
Mostly images, but I would like to do more video content.
Okay. Cool. Who else had their hand up? What's yours? Charity for what?
We have a foundation over here in Bali or in Indonesia. And we do it all, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. But we like to learn more to do it better.
What's the charity? What do you guys do? Like, just really quickly.
We scout children in the NTT Islands
Okay.
with cleft lip, open palate, severe burns, and all kids that need surgery in Bali, and that can't be done in their own island.
Okay. Anyone else? That was it? Okay. Cool. And who does any like SEO or marketing work for other companies? Is anyone here like a digital marketer, SEO? Nobody? Cool. Okay, that makes it a lot easier. Okay, so who's ever heard of video SEO? Who even knows what SEO is? Let's just start with that. Handful of you guys. Who has no clue what SEO is? Don't be, it's okay. All right, cool. So video SEO is when you go to YouTube or you go to any search engine, you just start typing shit in. You're just typing how to run. I don't know, how to run properly or whatever the case, doesn't matter what it is. And whatever you search, a bunch of queries pop up. A bunch of videos pop up in YouTube and Google, you search for stuff, just all these websites pop up. That's SEO. So getting your site, your video to show up is SEO. That's in a nutshell. So that's a much deeper topic, but that's generally what it is. Now, for video specifically on YouTube, it used to be using very specific keywords. So this is called keyword stuffing. If you don't know what that is, you don't need to worry about it. Keyword stuffing is just using your target keyword like 100 times in the video. You just spam the hell out of it all over the place. That used to work, but now that doesn't do anything at all. It only hurts you. Next one is driving tons of low-quality backlinks. That's who knows what Fiverr is? Who's heard of Fiverr? So basically, go on Fiverr, you buy like 1,000 backlinks and send them to your video, and it used to shoot up in the rankings on Google and YouTube, and you get a ton of views. That only hurts you now, so that's kind of a black hat kind of tactic. And the other one's like targeting long-tail keywords. So let's say you're doing, I don't know, like entrepreneur clubs, or long tail of that would be entrepreneurial clubs in Sanur, Bali. Like that's a very specific area. It's not just clubs in general. It's a very targeted type of search. So there's a lot less competition. Those can work, but it's not as good for YouTube as it would be for Google or something like that. You want to be more broad and more topic driven than you would be for, say, Google. So bottom line is really simple, that YouTube is like Google's little brother. So YouTube is owned by Google, but it's very, very far behind. It's not nearly as effective as Google is, and it takes a lot less effort to get good results, which I love about it. Google is tough to rank on. It is tough to get your site to rank on Google, but YouTube is not as hard as you would think. So let me talk about playing in YouTube Sandbox. So you got to realize if you're with any platform like Facebook or Instagram or all these social media platforms, you want to play in their sandbox. So what do I mean by that? What is YouTube's only goal? Does anyone know? Any guesses? Just what do you think YouTube's goal is? You got it. Making money. They don't care about anything else. Their goal is to get you to watch as many ads as you possibly can. And the more ads you watch, the more money they make. So you got to understand that game all the time. You can't deviate from it. Oh, YouTube's a place for creators and people that want to make content for free. That's a complete lie. All they want to do is get you to have audience and viewers watch ads so they just keep making billions of dollars. That's all they want. So if you know that, you got to play that game. So if you play in their game, you got to get them to stay on the platform longer. You need to get your viewers, your watchers, people on YouTube. This could be for anything. They all work the same now once you get into them. Instagram, Facebook. They all hurt you for leaving the platform. They want you to stay on it. They don't want you to go to some link or watch some other video off it. They want you to just stay in their own ecosystem, their own little sandbox. So the only goal is to make money. So how do they make it? So YouTube, does anyone know like the other ways YouTube makes money? Has anyone ever heard of them? It's like 99.9% pre-roll ads and the banner ads in the corner. That's it. Like they've tried YouTube TV, YouTube Red, premium stuff. They've tried like dozens of different things. They all suck. They make all their money from the pre-roll ads that are like commercials that you just can't wait to skip. Like here I just see Grab and Gojek and Traveloka like every single day, hundreds of them. And they just, how they make all their money is from those basic little pre-roll ads. So now that we know their game is to just keep you on the platform so you can see as many ads as they possibly can. How do you do that? So basically this thing called watch time. Now I don't need to get into like this is not like a very technical talk. That's a totally separate one I could give. Watch time is as simple as this. The more minutes a viewer spends watching videos. That's simple. It's not about views. It's not about having 1 million views. It's about having people stick around the platform longer. So YouTube used to be cat videos and like weird little memes and stuff like that that were 10 seconds and 30 seconds long. It was all about views back then. This is like 2007, 8, 9. Now, since then, it's grown a lot. And it's no longer about cat videos. It's about 20-minute videos or 30-minute documentaries or a vlogger that does a 15-minute travel video every single day for a year. That's the type of content that YouTube's moving towards. So it's not about having the people watch all of your video. It's just keeping them on youtube.com longer and longer and longer. So if you know that, you can kind of play in their game and get them to understand what your channel is about and how you can make them more money. The theory behind it is really simple. If you're on youtube.com for a minute, you're only going to see 1 to 2 ads maybe. If you're on it for 30 minutes to an hour, you're probably going to see 5, 10, 15 ads plus, which means their revenue went up significantly. So that's the whole game you got to realize. So I like to think of things as principles versus like tactics. Tactics don't really work. They work for like a month or two and then they die. I'd rather teach something and use principles that last for months and months and years. That way you're never having to reinvent what you're doing and change everything, and you always wonder why something stops working. This is where they're going. They've been like this for years and they just keep kind of going that way. So this is kind of just setting it up. Now I'm going to get into a lot of live examples of what I do exactly so you guys can kind of take something away. But before that, who's like totally lost? And it's totally okay if you are. Who's kind of on board? Okay, that's fine. And who is like, I got this? Okay, perfect. Okay, I know you do. Okay. So this is all about the right views. Now, it's really, when you see YouTubers or you see a lot of like content creators, they get millions of views and they have millions of subscribers. You're thinking like, wow, I want that. I need that. You don't. I work with all channels that have, for the most part, under 50,000 subscribers. We get under 300,000 views a month on 3 different channels, and they all make a lot more than channels that have 10 million views a month or 15 million views a month, because we focus on the right views for our products and services versus just all the views. It's great to have a bunch of 12-year-olds that watch your family vlogging channel, but I'd rather have people that are in my exact target demographic. So one would be in the guitar market is 50 to 75 male, live in America that want to learn how to play guitar. Now that's a much smaller market than every little kid on YouTube, but they have money to spend and they want to buy our products. So we make thousands and thousands of dollars a month from that, not from people, 12-year-olds watching our videos. So I want you to think about, you don't need thousands of views on every video. You need like 500 super targeted views from your ideal customers. So I wish YouTube would just get rid of views. They would get rid of likes and dislikes and comments, and it was just the content, because you need to think of it that way. What content you're creating and who are you attracting to the content, who's going to buy from you in the long term. That's what you got to just keep this when you're making content or thinking or working with a client or for your own brand. I want the right views only. Everyone else can get lost. They just get out of the way. And that's how you got to be thinking about it. So the future of video SEO is no longer just search. So search is great, but YouTube is a social network. So some people think of things as like search engines or social media. So YouTube is social media because you find videos through other ways besides search, and it's designed to keep you on the platform. Google takes you off. So if you search on Google, it's designed to help you find another website. If you search on YouTube, it's designed to keep you on YouTube. If you watch videos on YouTube, it's supposed to keep you there. So that's the distinction between social media and search engines. So it's not just, it has a search feature like Facebook does and Instagram has like search features, but it's not a search engine. So that's really key distinction, because you don't want to just have people search for your content. You want them to find it all over the platform, the homepage, the subscription feed, all over the place. And that's what I call video discoverability optimization. I stole that from a mentor of mine, so that's not like my term. Video discoverability optimization, VDO for short is what I'll call it. That is how to optimize your videos. Now this also works for Facebook now, this works for Instagram, this works for YouTube, as they all kind of evolve over time. This is tailored towards YouTube, but Facebook's becoming very similar, and Instagram is on the way too. So what is this? Now the search engine is, so video, what it is, to explain it, is getting watch time and views from search, suggested, and browse. So who knows YouTube search, just to make sure? Who's like done a search on YouTube? I think everybody, for something stupid or not. Suggested, who knows what suggested videos are? Okay, you've all seen them whether you know the name. So if you're watching a video on YouTube, it's the ones on the right-hand side. So that's suggested video, which is like over 60% of all YouTube's views on the whole platform is from that sidebar. That you're probably like, what's this thumbnail in the corner that you see, or this picture, or this weird title? That's suggested. And browse feature is the homepage. So if you just go to youtube.com, it's the big top section that says like recommended, like the 10 videos that you see from probably channels that you've recently watched. If you watch a lot, I'm obsessed with YouTube. I watch so much content, it's stupid. And I probably spend like literally 3 hours a day watching YouTube videos. And browse feature is all that homepage recommendation. So those are the 3 types of traffic sources we're going to talk about. Do these all make sense before I move on? Okay, is anyone totally lost? Am I going too fast, too slow? Tell me. Good? Okay. So channel versus individual videos. So YouTube is like a blog in this sense. It's not about one video that goes big. Sure, you need those, and those are great. I work with a channel. We had one video that really popped, and we're about to have another one that's going to do the same thing. But it's not about just that one video. It's not about making the next viral hit. It's about making 1,000 little hits that stick for a long, long time. It's about the long game, not the short game. So if someone's like, hey, I want to start a YouTube channel and start getting views in a month or two, it's like, don't even start. If you can't give it a year of video content, there's no point. It's like a slingshot effect. You got to build it up, and it just compounds over time. So you build up all these assets, all these videos. It's like a blog that's been around for 5-6 years that has a ton of amazing content over time. YouTube is the exact same way. Now, it's not just for your audience, but YouTube looks at channels, not video. This is verbiage from YouTube. What makes YouTube grow is having strong channels, not individual videos. So strong channels means ones that have lots of subscribers. They post regular content. That's what's going to keep them alive and keep the ads coming to fund everything, keep everything running. That's come out of their keynotes from YouTube, from their CEO. Like, that is what it's about. So if you think it's about making one video that gets just hundreds of thousands of views, you're wrong. You want a channel that gets hundreds of thousands of views over time, millions of views over time, and then it's going to not die, it's going to stick around. So when you think of content, don't think of, I want to do this one thing. Think of 100 things. If it's your business, your brand, or whatever you want to do, you've probably got more than one idea in the can. You've got a lot of stuff you can talk about, whether it's business-related stuff or marketing or fitness or tech stuff. It doesn't really matter. You have more than one video that you can make. Okay, so all that's great. That's just explaining like how kind of YouTube works. There's a lot of ways people can argue that. It always changing, of course, but those are the ones that have stuck around since about 2011. Everything I just explained, watch time and all these metrics where there's like little tweaks here and there, but those are the things that have just lasted the test of time. And every time I try to test against it or split test this thumbnail, this title, this thing, these things just never disappear. I test everything I could possibly test. And watch time never fails. Channels that are strong never fail. Those are just the boulders that are the biggest levers you can pull. So that's what I would like to focus on versus like how to I don't know, have one cooler title or how to get found in search for a week. Not interested in that. So I'm going to show my entire process, what I do. With all my clients, it's always the same thing. It never changes. Like, sure, little variances, but it's the same process of how I do it. So I'm going to do kind of live examples here. You can see. Okay, so the first one is, it's not just, it's not, I'll do this one first. Not about the data. So this is a test that my friend ran. It's, who knows what anime is? Also, it's kind of just like, it has a lot of in Korean as well, too. And what anime, this big anime channel, it's like it's a Frederator Network. Who's ever heard of Frederator? Channel Frederator? Okay, you watched it. So, friend of mine, that's their client. And what they did to find what people search is they didn't look at like a keyword tool. They didn't look at like these internet tools. They literally got a group of anime nerds and a table and put laptops in front of them and told them, how do you find this kind of anime on YouTube? Just search. Don't tell me what you're going to search, just do it. So they got a group of people in the physical room, not Skype, like in the room, and they just recorded them. And to find the anime that they liked, they literally typed anime like this, like that. So it's like Dragon Ball Z, like that, or like they're looking for something like this. Every single person searched the same thing. The data didn't show any of that. Not one bit. They're all the exact same thing. Another example is in yoga. For yoga, there was some, all the yoga terms are like vinyasa. Who does yoga? But I've done it literally twice in my life. So I look at it from all the data, and then I got totally thrown the other way. Everything said vinyasa yoga or hatha yoga or something like that, all the search terms. But when I did it in person with 4 other girls, they all typed yoga for something. Yoga for beginners, yoga for runners, yoga for blank. None of the data showed that as well. It was all vinyasa yoga, hatha yoga, whatever the hell they are. I don't even know. And that's an example of that I had personally that changed the entire keyword strategy, because I would have done just the vinyasa yoga over and over and over. But that's not what they're looking for. And that's why you can't just get blinded by these numbers and these tools. They'll screw with you. Because the people that watch your content are people. They're not just like these mythical people in the like behind the scenes. They're real. And they're looking for your content. So you can't lose the human side of things. You gotta always have that. Yeah, there's tools I use that help, but they're all free and easy. I'm very untechnical. Until you ask this guy over here, I can't do anything on a computer hardly. It's almost embarrassing how little I know about technology and tools, and it's all because I don't forget about the people and the element of all that, because that's who's really behind the scenes. So I'm going to show the only tool that I really use is Google Trends. So who has heard of this? Google Trends. You've never heard of Google Trends? One person, few of you. New best friend. That is the amazing tool. It tells you everything you need to know, and it is the only tool that still exists that shows you actual YouTube data. So every other tool is like Google, and it's like other keyword tools are like Moz or SEMrush or these other tools. They're not actual YouTube data. So I'm going to do a live example of how I would find something in the guitar market. So you just go to trends.google.com. So there's only like one little thing you got to do here. It's really simple. So this is the homepage of Trends, and all you do is this is going to show you like trends of all kinds of stuff. Just what's in it. Like this was the other day. Trump is going to be all over the place still, and then Game of Thrones, obviously. Like that's a lot. So this is the simplest thing you do. So I'll do guitar lessons. Guitar lessons. Okay, so there's only a couple things you got to do. Actually, like there's 2 things to switch, and that's all you got to do. So it depends on the market. So for yoga, I do worldwide. You got to just know your audience. Like, where are your customers? What country? So if it's a German-speaking product, so he just launched a German-speaking product a little bit ago. I would change this here to Germany only. Because you don't care if it's like a certain language. You don't want it to just be all over the place. There's no point. If it's English, sometimes I do worldwide because you get like there's a lot of expats here, this entire audience almost. So that's worldwide. If I excluded searches outside of the US, like Indonesia, or if I excluded things like India for things like yoga, you're just losing out on a lot of searches. So you can change it there, and all I do is go from web search to YouTube search. That's it. It's done. So there's no like crazy thing you got to do. I'm not worried about the interests. I just scroll down. So another thing I do with the guitar one is I only do US because we've literally never had a sale worth doing worth anything outside of the US. So there's just no point. Like we get a lot of YouTube views from India, in the Philippines. We've never had a sale. So we could care less about their viewership. Like we don't make any money from ads. They don't buy our products. We're just not. Yeah, they can watch the videos, but we're not going to target them by any means. So this one I focus on US, and all I look at is this right down here. Okay, I look over at the related queries, so you can see them all. That's how they changed it. So you can see that I did guitar lessons. So the number one. Now this is by. Okay, so this is sorted by most search to least search. So this is the biggest topics down to the least. So there's 17 ones that popped up beginner or from guitar lessons, but the most search one is guitar lessons for beginners. So people that are searching YouTube, they're literally searching that. That's the most searched like topic on anything guitar related. Now, one thing with you got to focus on with YouTube is not about the specific long tail thing I mentioned before. So I said there's like long tail keywords that are like 5, 6, 7 words long. It's not about those titles. It's about the topics. You got to think in topics versus specific videos. So if you have 50 videos on guitar lessons for beginners, you're going to show up all over the place for beginner guitar lessons. Anything to do with guitar lessons and beginners, you're popping up everywhere. Suggested, search, all over the place. Because you covered and blanketed the topic. You didn't just do one video, you did 100. So we picked about, how many did we pick? We picked about 15 different topics, and we did about 8 to 10 videos of each topic that have a more specific one I'm going to show you. But you can see here we would do videos on guitar lessons for beginners. I'd make a playlist on acoustic, beginner, guitar lessons for beginner, acoustic, maybe like in that electric guitar, we did blues guitar lessons, electric guitar lessons. We did fingerstyle beginning. We did. We've done this variations of it. Yeah, so we've done most of those. So you pick a lot of those out there. Yes, both. Depends on the client. So some make money. They make substantial income from AdSense and pre-roll ads. So who knows what pre-roll ads are? Okay, the ads you see before the videos. You make if you have a YouTube channel, you make like a few pennies off of that from each view. Yes, some do. So I work with a channel in the tech space, kind of tech hacking space. And when you get millions of views, you can make a few grand a month up to, a lot of money per month. But you also, that is the business that he's in as a content creator. With the brand, I just want the right people to find the videos, so we make money from the email opt-ins. So the whole point of me getting people to watch, like search these things, is I want them to watch our videos, opt into our email list, and buy shit. That's literally all I want them to do. I want them to consume the content, get value out of the content. We have a giveaway or an offer, like a free offer. They opt in, and then they're in a huge email funnel. That's the whole point of getting these viewers. So yes, it depends. If you're a content creator, it's kind of like a solopreneur business. It's kind of both. You kind of want an audience on YouTube, and you want an email list. You kind of want specific topics, and you also want fun stuff. It's kind of you want a little bit of both. But yeah, to answer the question for the most part. And before I keep moving on and deeper into this, is this helping? Are you guys confused, or who's got it? Good. Okay. Question? Oh, you good? Okay. So basically, what we do from here, it's really simple. I don't overthink this too much. This has been tested, and so who knows who Gillette is? like the shaving company. Boring is all hell. That is like the most boring brand you could think of. My friend that taught me this technique has gotten them, I think it's like, now it's like 90 million organic views on a YouTube channel for a shaving company. And not like a Dollar Shave Club funny one, like a boring Fortune 10 company that's getting views like this. It's because they're targeting these type of topics. They do the exact same, I'm going to show you what it looks like. The exact same titling and keyword research process. They're just getting the right views on the videos. So this applies to all different kinds of markets, and it's the same exact process. So guitar lessons for beginners, what I would do here is how I go a little bit deeper is that you just click on it, and then what you find, this is anything, so it could be something in yoga, it could be something in fitness, it doesn't matter. Then it shows you so sometimes it shows you the same stuff. Sometimes it shows you very different stuff. That's why you need to just play with this. You can't break it, just keep playing with it. If you get stuck and you find that, oh, this search didn't do anything, or like maybe you need to change guitar lessons and try like blues guitar lessons or electric guitar lessons or beginner guitar lessons. Like you just need to play with it because it's still software and it's still just kind of pulling data from different sources. So you need to, if you get a lot of the same stuff, just keep changing it until you get what you want. Yeah, and it takes a while sometimes. I mean, I've spent up to 2 hours on just like one playlist of 6 videos for the right topics and titles because it's really, really important. Because once it's on there, it's there forever. It's like having a bad title is like writing a blog post that's like 6,000 words and no one ever reads it again. Like it just crushes you. You spend all that time writing this epic content and then crickets. No one reads it. I want to have the title that gets views this year, next year, more the year after, and so on. It kills the video. I've tested this so many times. The second you change a title, it just dies. Doesn't matter what it is. So you got to get it right first before you do it. When it comes to like getting this kind of traffic, you can't get it wrong. Which it's kind of a glitch on YouTube's end, to be honest, but it does. Basically, what happens every time you change a title, it like rescans it. It like looks at the video, and YouTube's eyes, like it just reads the metadata, and it just every time I've tried to do it, it kills it. I've thought about it. I've done it to like 300 videos, and they all died. So I learned the hard way. Killing half a channel is a way to do that. So next one here is yes. I mean that's the keyword research process. It's not. Question?
Is there a question?
Yes.
What about when you have to clip the beginning and the end? When you have to clip the beginning and the end of a YouTube video to change it, and then it comes up that it's been edited, and then you change the title. What about that?
Well, then it's a different video. I mean, are you talking like editing a new video entirely? Or
no, it's a video I put on YouTube, but I've had to clip the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
And edit it, but then you have to change the title. Does that affect it?
It's a new video at that point. I would just take it. I would clip it. I would just delete the old video and just make a new one. I would just delete that one and start fresh. Just you can't just start. I wish you could edit stuff once it's already there. It'd be great to like add an ending or change stuff once it's already up, but you can't. Good. So that's what I do for keyword research. So this helps determine the topics of the videos, the playlist topics, the titles exactly. So I'm going to open up a channel that is this one so you can see what I'm talking about. So I've worked with a lot of other channels, but this is the one I've gone really deep with and like kind of started with in a way and tested a lot of stuff. So this is the one I can kind of just show you under the hood and just really get into it. Okay. I'm going to go to videos. So not a huge channel, 53,000 subscribers or something. So not too big of a channel. This gets 53, almost 54. We get about 280,000 views a month. Not that much. We do between like 15 and 25K in revenue a month from this channel. not YouTube related, like off of YouTube related stuff. And that's with 260, 200, it's between 260 and 300,000 views a month. So that's the best example I can give of like, you don't need tens of millions of views to make a lot of money through YouTube. You need the right views of the people that are going to buy. Now, let me show you examples of the title. Can you see that screen? Yeah, okay. Now you'll see here we have, so some topics. So lead guitar techniques, that's one. That was out of the research we got. Guitar techniques was another. Blues guitar lessons. Funk guitar techniques. Funk guitar techniques. What else? Yeah, funk guitar techniques again. So we've got like 6 videos here on this page that are funk guitar techniques. And you'll see these views are pretty low on a lot. We've got 480, 800, 500, 400, 400, couple thousand, 300, 200, whatever. So over the course of a couple years, these are all going to have 2, 3, 4,000 views on every single one of these videos. They're going to be getting accumulating views month over month over month, and we're getting opt-ins day after day, month after month. This is about 8,000 email opt-ins a month from the channel. So we're getting 8,000 new subscribers. They've never found us before just from these here. We don't get a lot of likes. We get like 30 likes a video. It's a joke. We get like 5 comments on a good day per video, on a great day. So we don't have like a YouTube channel, like a crazy fan base in the comment section. Has anyone ever read YouTube comments? It's like the worst place on the internet. It is like the horrible place. There's like the worst shit ever written is in the YouTube comment section. We have none of that. Our average demographic on if you look at the analytics, you can see the age. They're all over 45 males that live in America. There's like no kids that watch it. So there's no trolls. There's no nonsense. There's no weird shit going on. Just buyers. And it's awesome. But you can do this in any market though. You just got to target the right way. And this is the example of everything's the same. You can see the thumbnails are like identical. Everything in this channel is kind of set up that way, but it just shows that you don't need all the views. And these ones that have 3,000 views or 5,000, we emailed that to the list. It's for our email list for them to watch. So that's like inflated. So all of these would get about 500 to 1,000 views just regularly. And the ones that are 3 to 5 it's bumped up. So that's what this channel looks like. The last like 100 videos are all based off of that strategy of picking a topic and then titling it. Picking a topic from the research and titling it. That's what everything was based here. No, not at all actually. It really depends on your content, your editing, how you structure it, what you're teaching. So or what you're doing. So if you're a vlogger but you're very dry and not entertaining, like say you do travel content, people are just going to leave. Like they're just going to disappear anyways. So when we're teaching them, we have different camera angles changing. That's like a production thing more than it is an actual like YouTube thing. People think it's well, no one's watching the videos. What's wrong? You weren't engaging. Then it's more like you being a better marketer and being better at creating content. That if you notice people are leaving your videos like 2 minutes in like a 10-minute video. Well, what happened at 2 minutes? Like, are you boring? Are you talking too much? Are you making them laugh? Are you smiling? Like, what is it? You know, the biggest turnoff of a video, no one's watching a YouTube video to be bored. Like, who goes on YouTube to get bored? Nobody. Ever. They go there to have fun. They go there to be entertained. Even if they're learning something in guitar, we have guys, I'm like, be as goofy as you effing can. Like, just be weird, be yourself, accept it, own it. Crack weird jokes, do weird stuff on camera, because people love it. If they're teaching them something and entertaining them, it's like the best of both worlds. So yeah, educational content is different, but I can always make the argument you could make educational content fun and wacky. You can always put entertainment and make it like an infotainment type of content, and that's going to last. It's going to be it's more fun for you, and it's more fun for everyone else involved. So yeah, that's kind of my thought on that. And I've worked in fun markets too that are not serious. Like it's serious content, but it's not teaching anything. It's like documentaries or stories or vlogs. So it's a little bit it's different content. Good. Okay. Autosuggest. So this, I'm going to show two other things on keyword research. Let's see. So this is even faster. This is even easier. YouTube. Who knows what Autosuggest is? Who else does? You've all used it, whether you know it or not. Autosuggest is this. So what I do for Autosuggest is anytime you ever like search anything on YouTube or Google and you want to get like proper results, you just got to do something really simple. So you need to use, how do I do this? How do I get the file menu? How do I get to like file? It's not there. You know what I'm talking about? Like file. I want to open an incognito window. Yeah, it's not there. This one? Ah, okay. So you need. I'm confused. New incognito window. So anytime you search anything on YouTube or Google or anything, you need to be in what's called an incognito window. All it is there's no cookies and there's no tracking. All right. Anyway, so this is an incognito window. All it is it doesn't track anything. So you need to check everything in this kind of window because YouTube and Google use your search history and your watch history to determine everything about you. And if you're logged into your Google account, you're screwed. Like they're tracking every shred of data you've ever done. I love it. From a marketer side, I'll give all my information away. Take it all. But when you're doing this, you need to be like a little bit private. Like you want to make sure there's no tracking. Same thing, YouTube. Okay, so YouTube is going to always be default, like whatever country you're in. So here it's YouTube ID Indonesia. So there's a version for every single country for the most part. To change that, all you do is you go down to location and you pick your country of choice. So I'm going to do US. You can pick any country you're targeting. Australia, I would recommend, most of you here would be Australian, UK, US for YouTube content. That's typically the biggest markets of YouTube. Sometimes India, depending on what you're doing, but those are the biggest English-speaking markets. So all I do here is same thing. So let's do. Let's do this. So you type in guitar lessons. Okay, so this is Autosuggest. These terms that come up. So every single person here has clicked on one of these at some point if they've searched for anything. It's just faster. Usually what pops up is what you're looking for anyways. So how this is structured is most searched to least searched. So this is the most searched thing when someone types in guitar lessons is this. Then for kids, then songs, then bubbles, then this, then beginner, then acoustic, etc. So this is what you notice. Now you can just keep going deeper. So let's say I do guitar lessons beginner. Oh. Then there's more. So it changes. Guitar lessons beginner chords, kids, songs to advanced, YouTube, online, acoustic. It just keeps changing and changing and changing. This is YouTube showing you what, like, just so you stay on the platform. They don't want you to leave because you can't find what you're thinking or you can't spell it or whatever. If I can't spell something, it usually just pops up. And instead of leaving because I can't remember how to do it or what the name was, it just tells me. Now, this is the most accurate data because I have this like core belief with all these dumb internet like platforms and these social media things and all this stuff that I want it straight from the horse's mouth. I don't want some tool that like I can send an email and it tells me all the keywords. I don't trust it because I've lost so much money from these stupid tools messing up that I just don't even go down that road anymore. I just get stuff from like Google Trends. It's a Google product. YouTube, right here. This is their data. It's all that I can know and trust because it changes in real time. All these other tools, who uses like SEMrush? Or who knows what that is? Okay, so cool tool, but I can't trust it for everything. For some things, it's great. Telling me what I'm going to title my video, not a chance. I want to get right from the platform what I want to title it mixed with what's in here and what's coming from places like Google Trends, Google Search, etc. So all I do here is pick. I'd make a video titled. Okay, so we found that funk guitar techniques was like one of the most searched topics that we had. So we did about, I think I only did like 8 or 9 videos on funk guitar techniques. Now the point of doing this is what I call the nested, like a nested, which is like a blanket, nested title strategy. So all this stuff I've showed you is kind of leads into that. Is a nested title is you cover the whole market. Not just one video, you did 10 videos about this one thing. Funk guitar techniques. That's it. You don't make one like that, then you skip. We have 1, 2, 3. There was a few other ones that are scrolled up. Because what we want to do is cover all those. Like if you search for some of these terms, it takes too much time, I don't want to do it now. If you search for like funk guitar techniques, our videos will pop up all over the place. On the sidebar, on the top, it's going to be in the homepage, it's going to be all over the place. Because we made tons of videos about this topic, and we did great content that has a high watch time. So there's a lot of minutes watched on each one of these videos that are about that. So if I go here, so yeah, funk guitar lessons, solo, chords, funk guitar backing tracks, rhythm, licks, riffs, jams, tutorial songs. So we did funk guitar techniques, then we made videos about all of these. Lessons, solos, chords, backing tracks, rhythms, licks, riffs. We didn't do jam. We didn't do all of them because some just that's not that exciting. So if it's like a stupid title or it's like if you can't make a video about it, don't just trust the data. If you think it's going to be a really boring video and you won't like it, just don't do it. There's no point. No, we do no. So we cover the topic. So we do like 8. This would be that's a video, 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 all separate videos, but they're all in a funk guitar techniques playlist. We're kind of like covering the whole market, but I'm also thinking beyond search. I'm thinking of suggested, because it's also in the suggested videos and on the homepage, it's reading more than just the title. It's, this channel is an authority on this topic. They've made X amount of videos that have this much watch time on this topic, so they're going to, let's put him in suggested. Let's put them on the homepage. And that's where all the traffic comes from, not from search. It's all from the suggested and the homepage and those other areas.
What if you have the same content of the video with just different titles?
YouTube's going to pick you up on copyright. So YouTube's pretty smart. It knows when it's the same video. It can it literally reads the audio and pictures and clips of the video through their system and can tell. So there's like a copyright claim you get with sometimes it's just like a song you made. You get a copyright claim and you get flagged. It's pretty intense, and they can tell us you can't cheat it that way. And that's like a Band-Aid. That's like to get more views quickly, but that's gonna crumble. And it's like, well, this guy has a channel with like 60 videos that are all the same, just different titles. It's like, why would I listen to this guy? Why would I do that? So I really avoid stuff like that at all costs. Okay, so the next important thing, so now we're out of the technical stuff. That's really finding the title. I mean, that's also a longer conversation, and so here, if I'm in an audience of like a bunch of video marketers, this gets way nerdier and like really, really intense. If this is, I'm not going to get too into the weeds because it's just not it can't help you guys as much. I want to just show you a lot of what I do exactly for finding titles, doing research in ways that you guys can kind of apply it to whatever you're doing in a relatively simple way. Now we're getting into the fun stuff that is more testing and is more creative. So this is what I call the science of thumbnails and titles. So when it comes to YouTube, this is all that matters. All that stuff I just showed you is great, but who knows who Casey Neistat is? Probably like a lot of people that watch YouTube. He has ridiculous titles. He doesn't do metadata. He doesn't have tags in his video. He doesn't do any of this stuff. And he's like the most popular YouTuber on the platform almost. One of the most popular. Any vlogger, like family vlogs or fitness vlogs, they just do random ass titles. They're just like, bought a new Rolex. Like, who gives a shit? But it gets 1 million views. It's ridiculous. And like Jake Paul and Logan Paul are pretty like probably the biggest guys right now on YouTube. Their titles are insane. It's like, I got married. What? Like, it's just clickbait. It doesn't mean anything. But it's because the channels are growing so quickly and all these channels get so many views because of the clickbait. It's because of the titles and thumbnails. So what happens is there's something called click-through rate. Who knows what click-through rate is? So anyone in marketing knows what click-through rate is. If not, it's basically just, let's say my video gets shown to 100 people and one person clicks on it. That's a 1% click-through rate. So if YouTube shows your video to 100 people on the homepage, on the suggested video, anywhere, that is a 1% click-through rate. So the higher that percentage is, the more YouTube is going to show your video to millions of people. So that's why clickbait works. If it's some ridiculous like thumbnail of a girl like half clothed with some really interesting title, that's going to get clicked just because, like, that's interesting. What's that? Like, oh, I want to click. I want to, hopefully she's in the video. That's what people are thinking. And that's where you get a higher click-through rate. So, yes, clickbait is important, but you don't want to mislead people. There's a fine line between being deceptive and persuading them. So, deceptive is having a half-naked girl on a thumbnail, and she's not even in the video. She's just literally not in it one time. That's bait and switch. Clickbait is telling, like, being enticing and being clever, but not lying. You just need, if your title and your thumbnail are not interesting, you need to be more interesting. You need to be more creative or have better content, not make something up. You just need to do something better in the video. Clickbait I'm a fan of. I'm encouraged on every single thumbnail. I will split test thumbnails. I'll run AdWords on thumbnail. I'll do everything to find the perfect title thumbnail combo, but I never pick one that's decepting or lying or misleading them, because all it's going to do is build a bunch of viewers that hate you, and they just dislike your stuff, and they don't actually buy from you, and you just cause a shitstorm of problems you don't want to deal with. So I always go for clickbait, not the bait and switch. So I'm going to show you basically what a thumbnail I would do looks like. Where is it? So if you notice, all these thumbnails are literally identical. They're the same thing. I tested a bunch of different times through AdWords. I'm not going to get into that at all. But I found that when you have branded on the side like that with color, you have bright colors in the back. This is just from this. Each channel is different. This is not like a blanket statement. You got to figure out what works with you. Branded on the side, them smiling, and every one is like a smile or something weird. And text on the screen in white that's readable. So the colors pop: pink, red, blue, yellow. There's like 7 different colors we can use that I've tested that we use with the text, the face, and the branding. It's always the same orange too. So why we do this is right here. So if we just go to the video, you can see, if this loads, all of our videos on the side, they stand out better. So this one here, you can see it. So if this channel here would have been watching a lot of our content, our guitar content, this is logged into some, I don't know, some Genius account. The guitar control stands out on the side. One up top, same thing, same kind of concept. And that's what we're going for. So it's right here, another one down there. I want all the thumbnails to be kind of routine. I want our subscribers and our viewers to know, hey, I saw this thumbnail once, I like their content, I want to see it again. I want to see it again and again and again. So that's why there's kind of a format for it. So if some people's format is literally just them smiling in like a really weird way, and they always do it. Yeah, you add a custom one. Yeah. They pull them out of the video. A default one, which I never use, you just make a custom one. I just have a design. I literally don't know how to do anything in Photoshop. Like, don't even have Photoshop. I just had a designer like make a bunch of different templates, and he just makes the same one. It takes him like 10 minutes to make one now, and he just makes them over and over and over. So I do the same exact template with every single client. Identical thumbnail. Now, with content creators and like YouTubers, it's very different. Very, very different. I'm not going to get into that, but for like brands and maybe products or services, I like to have more of a routine or a system. That way it doesn't get off the rails, and you don't like get stuck on a thumbnail for 9 hours. You have something, you just go with it. YouTubers, it's entirely different side. It's just, I can't really put a statement on it. But yeah, that's kind of how this process works. Does that make sense? Is that helpful? That good? Okay, let me go back. All I do with these is, bright colors, eye contact, and smile is ideal. I have a Google Doc, like a 7-page Google Doc that I have that like outlines the process. If anyone wants that, just email me. I don't know what's in it. My designer made it. I don't really like. It's a bunch of Photoshop settings and shit like that I don't really understand. But it's step by step, like A to Z, how to do it. And I'll show you this channel here. This will be okay. So this channel is more of a YouTuber. So I'm going to show you an example. It's a little more fun and kind of exciting. This video here. So we have another one coming out in a week and a half. Yeah, less than a week and a half. Okay, it's exactly the sounds. How I made my own iPhone in China. This guy I actually met him here in Chengdu a while back now, like 5 months ago. He has one video on his channel. He has almost 160,000 subscribers, and this got 8.5 million views and counting. We're getting about 50 to 60,000 views a day still, kind of in that ballpark, all from suggested and homepage views. So this video, he literally went around the markets and built an iPhone, like working like pretty ridiculous. Now he had this made before I met him. We're launching another one that's even more crazier than this really soon. But this is an example of like a YouTube content creator. So because we had high watch time, and this title we didn't even need to get clickbaity because it's just in enough, like it's pretty interesting just on its own. It's like, really? How did he do that? That's kind of like that can't really be done. And you notice there's a lot of likes and engagement. This is like a YouTube thing. A couple 100,000 likes. It's got like 20,000 comments nearly. So this is very engaged, very interactive. Now what we did with this one is the thumbnail is really simple. Him smiling with the back of the phone open. Nothing crazy. Bright blue eyes, big smile, inviting, warm, welcoming, eye contact to the camera. That's like a YouTuber thumbnail. This is like a YouTuber title and thumbnail. I don't give a damn if he gets any views from search. I want people to click on this video when they see it. I want them to click all over this video when they see an iPhone open back, how I made my own iPhone, boom. This was number 1 on trending for 3-4 days. It was in the top 5 on trending for like a week and a half because it just kept getting clicked. This is all click-through rate, just kept getting hit and hit and hit. And this is the second time I've had nothing this big, but one that's gone kind of viral. From thumbnail that was enticing, engaging, and like welcoming, like the smile. You'd be amazed if you smile on a thumbnail, it gets better. Like people are like, oh, they're welcoming, they're warm, they're nice, they're generous, and it shows a phone ripped open. That's the intrigue. That's like, really? So he did do that. You could get way more clickbaitier with that title, but he didn't even need to, and it just happened. It just worked. That's a YouTube example. That's a kind of a content one. And there's only one video on the channel, so you can hit those one-hit wonder things. But he's not done. That was just like getting started. Now we're having more regular content and all that kind of stuff. But you can do this with like a fitness channel. You can do the same kind of strategy like this and this without getting too crazy into the metadata. You don't have to do my keyword research process that I just showed you. Millions of YouTubers don't know any of that. Casey Neistat doesn't know any of this. These big YouTubers don't know a lick of the technical stuff. They don't need to. You don't have to know all that stuff. Yeah, it's beneficial if you have a brand, a product, a service. They just have content. They just make money from ads and brands and that kind of stuff, which is great. That's fine. But if you want to have an information product, you want to sell supplements, you want to sell your consulting services, your design services, whatever the case is, you have to have the right people find you. Our goal with this is to get everyone who's interested in tech to find us. Everybody. All over. India, Singapore, Australia, Europe, America, all over. And that's a little bit, that's where, as a YouTuber, you can, or a content creator in general, whether it's like Facebook or Instagram, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be technical and all the metadata stuff. You can be more focused towards the right title and the right thumbnail. So that's something you can all do. Like, everyone can be creative with titles and creative with thumbnails. Like what, like 5 minutes? Let me skip around here a little bit. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to skip over technical stuff, get into one more thing is, so promotion is king. So this is a topic that I cannot beat down enough, is that you can't make something and expect the world to find it. It could be a business, it could be a product, it could be anything. If you don't actively promote it, no one's going to come. No one's going to come and find your content and find whatever you're doing. You have to tell the right people about it. You have to tell the right outlets about it. Whether that's in media, whether that is other YouTubers, or whether it's just running ads to your videos or to your blog. So promotion in this example is the Strange Parchment. So we got that video I just showed you posted in about 40 different media outlets. So stuff from like TechCrunch, Gizmodo, all these other like tech things they posted it, and a bunch of like Wall Street Journal ran a story on it, like a bunch of big media outlets ran it. And what happened is, because we reached out to them and got into their like, they promoted it for us, we just stole their audience. We just stole all of those viewers and all those eyeballs and brought them over to us. So instead of waiting for people to come to YouTube, we went out and got in front of them. We got in front of people that were interested in tech and business-related stuff and got the video in front of them to watch. And that's the quickest way. That's a whole separate talk I'll be giving later on in Chengdu. But that's the key. Promotion. It could be small. You could reach out to like an Instagram. This works great, actually. We just did this. Reach out to Instagram influencers, and you pay them a little bit of money, or just give them like a shout out in the comments of the video or something, or the description box of the video, and like, hey, put our video in your description box, or put our video link in the, what's it called on Instagram? The bio. Sorry, the bio, and make one post about it, or make a quick video, or do an Instagram live or Instagram story about it, and tell them to click on the bio and do that. Like that's an instant way. Oh, someone's on Instagram. Click over to YouTube. That's like a simple little thing you can do to kind of get social media traffic. Facebook pages. Unilad posted the video. A bunch of Singapore and Indian Facebook pages posted the video. For some reason, they wanted to like repurpose it on Facebook. We're like, sure, just link to the video, and they did, and it worked, because we're getting all this traffic back from these other platforms into what's called session starts. So the reason why this video picked up is because of session starts. It's to the Sandbox analogy. If you bring people to YouTube and keep them on, they love you. If you take people off of YouTube, they hate you. They kill your video. They throw it away. We brought people in from blogs, Instagram, Facebook, Reddit, all over the place, and they watched an average. That video is 23 minutes. The average view duration is like about 9 minutes, give or take. So average person watched 9 minutes of the 23-minute video. So YouTube is like, hey, they kept people on for a while. Let's keep rewarding them. That's why it stayed in trending. It stayed on the homepage. It's in suggested, and we're still getting between 40 and 60,000 views a day. Still, the video's 3 months old, give or take. And that is because we started a lot of sessions from promotion. Now you can do Instagram, you could do collaborations on YouTube, Facebook pages. There's all kinds of ways to do it, and that's a simple way to do it. Don't think that because you have the right keyword strategy that's going to work. Even with the guitar stuff, we have a video coming out that's the guitar player's guide to working out, and it's like one of our guys, like, it's like a script. A guy waking up, like, just like out of shape, long hair, messed up. He woke up at like noon, goes to the fridge, chugs a Monster. Like, it's all the things you like wouldn't. It doesn't work out. They're working out as like walking to their guitar, like picking it up, sitting down. Like, it's just like a spoof. It's a joke. but we'll get that video published in a bunch of guitar blogs so that we'll get more traffic back to it. We're doing the same thing with we're playing like the Star Spangled Banner in like 7 different ways, and we're having a guy dress up like a complete idiot and go around different places in the U.S. with like dressed like an American flag kind of guy, just complete idiot American, just going around playing guitar in public, playing guitar in the library, playing guitar in the park, playing guitar in like restaurants and like really inappropriate places. And the point of it is not for search views, it's to get attention to the channel and get like no one's gonna post a how-to video on their blog. It's kind of boring. Like a Facebook page or Reddit doesn't care about some like how-to video about funk guitar. They care about, that was really funny. Our audience would like to see some weird video about guitar. Guitarists think that's funny because no guitarist really works out. They just drink a lot, party, have fun, and play guitar all day. They don't really worry about fitness. So to that audience, that's like a fun thing. They'd like that. So that's creating content that can get people to the channel. It's all part of building the channel, building the strength. It's not just these one things, or doing the search, or being clickbaity, or being this. It's finding a balance of kind of all of it. You don't do it all at once. That's like the sin of all time. Do not do all of this at once. Don't be good at search and optimize your videos, and then think of cool titles, and then make cool content. Pick one. If only a couple people here had a channel and like do content, you need to make hundreds of videos before you worry about any of this stuff. Hundreds. You got to get good on camera. You got to find your stride. And you got to figure out what you even want to do. Like don't make 1,000 videos about stuff you don't even know is what you want to make a business out of yet. Just start making something. Any content. Don't overthink it. Just do the best that you can, and then you keep implementing things like keyword research. You keep implementing things like better thumbnails, testing thumbnails, getting better editing, getting a better script, creating cool content, reaching out to blogs, working with other Instagram influencers, working with Facebook pages, Reddit groups, Reddit subreddits, and all that different stuff. You need to pick one thing and start. And for most of you, don't either whether you want to have content and video, pick any platform that is going to be, every platform is a little bit different with how people consume video. Facebook is just the endless newsfeed scroll on the phone. It's like just a bottomless pit. It's like millions of videos all day long. YouTube is the only platform that still has a separate page for every video. Like you click on it, the volume is on, and it's like watching a movie. Facebook is scrolling. Instagram is like, there's no volume. It's just like in the feed, and you got to click on it to hear it. So you got to consume it differently. So you just need to be aware of like what's best for your brand. Is it Instagram? Is it Facebook? Is it YouTube? I don't know. It depends on that's for you to find out, depending on what your audience is. So to kind of wrap it up, I mean, you need to just pick one and focus in. I can go really technical. I've been nerding out about this for years now, and I've had conversations with him that last like 6 hours, and it makes his head spin. So it's kind of you could go down that rabbit hole, or I can be more practical of you need to take one step, go from 0 to 1, and then we can get you better technically, figure out all the stuff to get more views like that. But if you're not making content, you're not getting views. You have to make something. Yes. Like an Indonesian market, like low people that like Indonesians. I only focus on like American markets, honestly. Like I don't work with anyone outside of like the major like U.S. speaking markets, so I can't say. Yes, like some of the YouTube channels I work with, we get traffic in like Indonesia or Germany or India and Singapore, but they don't buy anything for like. So I literally just double and triple down on like U.S., Canada, North American, and some UK, like that much. So maybe, but it's also to American culture. You're not American, are you? Okay, Americans buy everything. They love to buy shit. So I just love selling to Americans. They just like sometimes like German markets act differently, and Americans just spend crazy amounts of money on things like information products and fitness products and this course and that course and this gadget and this thing. So I just target on the markets that buy like crazy, which is North Americans heavy and UK is up there too. So I can't really say. Yeah, so that's true. it depends on your market. So like some markets have better so the guitar market, we have really good ads. Like our ads, we make a lot of money from ads in comparison because our content is like an older market. So if you have like kids content, you have brands that like no kids are buying anything. Like if you like have a video like about a toy review or something like that, it's a lot of kids watching it. So they're not going to buy anything like directly. But for guitar, we have a lot of like guitar, like physical guitar companies advertise on our videos because the keywords, and people that are older actually have money to buy them. So we have more aggressive advertisers. But to be honest, that's like a drop in the bucket. Like I take our ads, the money we make from YouTube on all of our channels I work with, we literally take the money and reinvest it back into ads to grow the channel. It's like I burn it. It's just like it's because it's so difficult to make a lot of money. It takes like so much effort to make money from ads that I just gave up. I'd rather focus areas elsewhere than on that. So, but yes, in Indonesia, it's like pennies. Everything outside of the top English speaking markets, you're making literally like a half a penny every like 1,000 views, like literally half a penny. So you need like 100 million Indonesian views to make like maybe like $1,000. It's ridiculous. So it's almost impossible. I'll give you an example. If you get 10 million views a month, you're making about $3,000 max in AdSense, max. With 10 million views on some of these channels, you'd be making like $100,000 a month, or more, in real. So I can't justify focusing on ads in any sense. It's easy because you don't have to do anything. You have to sell anything. It's easy. You just get views and you get money. But it's so little that I just can't put effort into it. Yeah, we're good. I'll just do this too. So a couple just questions, and I'll give you this here. So any questions, like just in general?
Don't be shy, guys.
Yeah, so what is the best time to post stuff on YouTube? Like, when do you get the best views?
So YouTube will tell you that. It'll tell you when you get the most views. Mm-hmm. So you need to just watch. Each channel is different.
Okay.
Depends on the country. Depends on, like, let's say you target, like kids. Mm-hmm. So like maybe like I don't know, high school kids. They're probably not going to watch the content during the day if they're like 15, but at night and weekends it'll be different. So you need to each audience is different.
All right, and do you also know how like the algorithm works on stuff like Instagram, Facebook?
Yeah, that's like a 30-hour conversation. Okay. That's a really long talk. Yes, I know a lot about that, and there's a lot of resources I can send you about like that are way better than me. I'm like the small guy compared to some of my they blow me away. They do more in a month with their agency than I'll do in like 2 years. So they're massive. And yeah, so there's other resources I can send you that would help with that. But yeah, that's a big part of it.
When you showed the Google Trends thing, I also looked it up for jewelry, and actually all the trending queries or related queries and topics are all related to DIY jewelry making, beading, and doing it yourself. But that's a market that I actually want to avoid, because if people make it themselves, why would they buy it?
Your e-commerce?
Yeah.
I would avoid YouTube.
Okay.
Because that's a huge market on YouTube. Is like tutorials on jewelry, how to make your own, DIY, free stuff, this, that. If you're doing e-commerce trying to sell products directly, I would focus on Facebook and Instagram. I wouldn't even worry, or Pinterest too. I wouldn't even worry about YouTube. Just in my opinion, like it's just your Instagram is way better fit. They can see high quality images. You can show video clips. You can run better ads. People that are on Instagram are looking at that type of content. People on YouTube are looking for like YouTubers. They're looking for like people that teach them how to make jewelry every Wednesday, or people that teach them how to color their necklace, or whatever you even do with jewelry. I don't even know. Whatever you do with it, they're looking for like a person to follow and be entertained by. They're not going to YouTube to buy a necklace. You know? Like I go on Instagram and find shoes. Like I'm like, I want to see like what these people are wearing. Influencer. You should do influencer marketing. Like I want to see what like this Instagram celebrity is wearing. Oh, I like that. I want to buy it. Like that's how I buy different sneakers, but like the other sneakers. Like, I saw that this person was wearing them. I want to be like him, so I'm going to buy the sneakers. Oh, like that would work, like, to avoid YouTube.
And how about, so I've, whatever I read on other blogs or, by other people is that should be making videos to keep people on the website and to rank higher in Google search to get people to the website. So would I then just not be hosting the videos on YouTube, but on, for example, Wistia or another platform?
No, you can still host them on YouTube. Just don't expect the YouTube channel to grow. An embedded video on a blog is different than like a YouTube channel. Just don't expect the channel to be anything. Just put it on YouTube. It's easier. It's just you can do. It doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter. YouTube is just it loads quick and it presses play. If that's the goal to keep them on the site, just put it anywhere. It doesn't matter. You can put an unlisted video on YouTube, so it doesn't even show up on your channel. Anyone else?
No one? Okay.
All set?
Colin.
And last thing is, so I don't have a site. That's kind of by design. I don't have any social media really. Like I don't do that. I know it seems weird, right? I talk about like marketing and shit, and I don't have any of them. I just spend so much time on like all these other things with clients and work. The last thing I want to do is like go on Instagram and take selfies and do all. I just don't care to do that personally. So email me at that, or just find me on Facebook. That's both these are fine. Just friend me and friends some of you here, and then email is good too. Any questions at all? Like you want me to just send me a question, a link, or whatever? Just ask away. I'm all ears here to help. You're not bothering with an email. I probably won't be able to meet with you like just for an hour for free and hang out, but I would answer any questions through email or like a Facebook chat is cool. So feel free to take a picture or reach out to me. Thank you guys for listening
so
to me
much,
from my
Colin.
mouth.